Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be my eyebrow routine. I have filmed one of these before. I just have changed kind of how I do my brows, and I just think I can explain it better now. So this is when I want to create, this is actually my everyday brow, but for you guys, this is how to create a really strong brow. I'll probably do a new one for a more natural brow, but for me, this is my everyday brow. You may think it is too intense, but personally, I think it fits my face, and as you will see in a second, my eyebrows are naturally very dark. So this is pretty much what I can do with what I've been given. I could bleach my eyebrows, but the upkeep is too much, and yeah. I might do it in the future, but as of right now, I like my brows the way they are, so let me know what you think regardless. I'd be interested in seeing what you have to say. But yeah, if you want to see how I do my eyebrows, then please keep on watching. Alright, so I've got all of my makeup on except for my eyebrows, and I'm going to go ahead and do them for you guys on camera. So I use a couple of products when it comes to my eyebrows. I use the e.l.f. Eyebrow Kit in Dark. I only use the gel side. As you can see, I'm running extensively low, but I'm buying some new brow products very soon. So I'll use those when I get them, but I use it in dark because as you guys can see, this is my natural brows. I have not tinted them. I have not got anything in them. This is what my brows look like, 100% natural. They are extremely dark. I cannot use a warm coloured or a lighter brow powder because it looks stupid. It just looks absolutely ridiculous. It just makes them look really orangey, and that's not what I want. Even though my hair has got quite an orangey tone to it, I don't want to have orange eyebrows, so I have to use something really dark. So I'm getting some lighter products to experiment with. Hopefully they will work, but as of right now I can only use stuff that's darker. To apply the product to my brows, I use my XO Beauty eyebrow brush. This is just a really nice, good quality, good size eyebrow brush. If you can see that in comparison to my face, it's a good contrast because the background's too dark, but it is just a really nice angle, really nice size, and it just works great for applying product to the brows. Now the next thing that I use is some form of brow gel. Now I have a really good clear one for you guys. It is by Revlon. It is called the Brow Styling Gel. This may be discontinued, but I really like it. It's just very good for keeping them in place. I've heard the Ico one is really good, as well as the Anastasia brow fix or something, but you can't get that in New Zealand, so this is a good clear one. Or if you're wanting a coloured one, I really like this. I'm pretty sure it only comes in like one shade. I saw it at Japan Home Mart. I've talked about this before in videos, and it's just a really pretty kind of medium brown brow mascara. The wand is a little bit big for the brows, but it works nonetheless, so this is another option. It was $3.50, don't know the name, don't know the company, but if you can go to Japan Home Mart, you can pick this one up. Now quickly before I actually do my eyebrows for you, I'm not going to be grooming them on camera because I just groom them pretty much every day or so, so there's nothing really to groom, but I get my brows, well, now I've decided to get my brows waxed, and they recommend that you go back every 5 weeks. I went to Pheonix Cosmetics. I'll leave a link down below to their website so you can see their locations if you're interested. It costs $27 I think, but they are it's amazing quality. I would not trust somebody who charges like $5 with my eyebrows, because if they charge $5, you know, are they trained? You know, you gotta like put yourself out there at a decent price. I think 27 is very steep, don't get me wrong, but my brows look great. They are a little bit kind of getting unruly now because it's been about 3 weeks, so I need to go back soon, but they just say like pluck within 2mm of your brows. You don't go too close to the shape because you could destroy the shape. They say like let them grow out and we'll regroom them and stuff, so I'm going to go back in a few weeks, but I just sort of pluck out any hairs that kind of interfere with my makeup application. As I say, I don't go too close to the inner parts of my brows, and I do in here. I'm just saying like I don't really go right next to it because I don't want to change the shape. But the tweezers that I like are these ones here, and they've gone a bit gross because they're kind of old, but these are really good. They're from Manicare. They've got a slanted sharp tip. I honestly think these are really good. You don't need Tweezerman. These work fine, and they're very sharp. They get hairs out great. I might need to buy a new pair soon because they might be going a bit blunt, but these were great for the money and they have really cool designs. Alright, so with all of that out of the way, let's get into the easiest part of the tutorial, which is how I fill in my eyebrows. Now, I really am not too fussy with how I fill them in. All I do is I get my brush and I just I sort of slide it in the product, if you can see that, so that it kind of makes it come to a point, like pointed edge. And all I do is I start either on the bottom or on the top. It really doesn't matter. I don't just fill in specific areas, I fill in my entire eyebrow, but I focus more where I have bald spots, which is, for me, it's up the top of my brows. You can see, especially on this one, it's very lackluster. Right? It's very full through the middle, but quite lackluster at the top. So I'm just going to start down the bottom though, because I really want to define the edges of my brows and the tail. So I'm just using really small motions, and I get more product on my brush quite frequently because I don't want to kind of run out. I'm just using really short, sharp strokes to fill them in. And then along the top, I'm being very, very careful to not go outside of the lines. I find that pulling against the growth really helps to get it into some area. Like, I don't know about you, but my brows, when I fill them in, some areas are really hard to get the product kind of deposited in. So if I find that, I kind of go against the growth. My main tip is just don't go like woo woo woo, because it's just going to go everywhere. Just take your time, just really short and sharp strokes. So once I've got, I do pretty much the entirety of my brow, but as you can see on this brow, my brow hairs get thick from about here out, so I've done the same on here, gone from about there out, and filled it in quite thickly. I don't know, I think this looks good for my face. Anyway, and then when I get to the kind of start of my brow where it's very, very sparse, I still load it up with just as much product, but I'm using a very, very light hand to fill this part in. Some people think that ombre sort of brows don't look very natural, but I think that it depends on how your natural brows grow. And then I'm just pulling back with the very gentle hand. I'm not trying to make them really, really ombre or really, really sort of light in this area. I just don't want to overwhelm it. By doing it slowly, you're kind of building it up and you're not going to be stuck with like a boxy brow. It looks a little bit more boxy on camera than it does in real life, but it's just a little bit lighter in here to just sort of make it look a little bit more natural and help it just flow better. But you do want to have it quite dark at the tip, and if you need to, just extend it a little bit. And that is the finished brow. Just about stabbed myself in the eyeball, but that's fine. So as you can see, it makes a really big difference to pretty much my entire makeup look. It just really completes it and everything in comparison to that. It just looks... This brush is too long, I'm like smacking myself with it like up my nose, you know. Anyways, as I was saying, looks much better with it filled in than with it not filled in. So I'm just going to fill in this brow off camera and I will be right back. All I do to finish it off is I just apply either my clear or my coloured brow gel through. Now this coloured one looks a little bit it looks really warm on camera, but it looks much better in real life. So all I do is I just take it through and I just fill in my eyebrows essentially. I just go over every single hair all the way through, and the reason why I use such a light product when I have a really, really dark brow is just to lighten it a tinge. It just brings in a little bit more of a warm element without kind of, because how I said I can't really use a warm shadow, I can use a warm gel because it just I don't know, when I use a warm powder you can still see my dark brow hairs, but this just kind of helps to sort of tint those brow hairs lighter, and it actually holds everything in place really, really well. Sorry if the lighting or angle or whatever changed, I accidentally turned off my camera, but the final step is optional, but I think it really helps if you are like me and like a really strong defined brow, is to take a concealer, whether it be lighter or skin tone, it's up to you. If you prefer a non-highlighted look, then don't use a lighter one, use your kind of blemish concealer or face concealer. I like to use one that's a little bit lighter. Well, at the moment it's quite a fair bit lighter because I'm tanning naturally for once in my life. But anyways, this is the Hello Kitty one and it is called Jasmine Me Round. God knows is it the actual name? I don't know, but I got it from Posty Plus and I just take that on a brush. This is actually a paintbrush, but it's just kind of like a concealer brush, and I just take that underneath my eyebrows. You can do this to the top as well, but luckily for me the tops of my brows are quite defined. I think the underside is where I have issues with the shape, and I just sort of use this to just sharpen it up and conceal any areas that I might have kind of gone, I don't know, out of the line or anything like that. It just helps to really create a distinction between the brow and the skin, which seems stupid when it's so dark, but it really does help. Especially on this brow. I feel like this brow is way nicer than my other brow. I don't know, I have like brow issues, but this one is my favourite eyebrow. So that is it for my eyebrow routine, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It is very, very simple. I don't like to do anything too extreme to my eyebrows, but yeah, I really, really like them. Let me know what you guys think. You might think they're too dark. you might think they're too thick. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you do with your brow routine, or if there are any sort of holy grail brow products that you like. I would be interested to know. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!